if you've been seen a lot in media, and normally the brain doesn't remember where. I've had the weirdest experience. Like there's a CEO of now a fairly large SaaS company, about 800 employees. I remember meeting him the first time. We were by the coffee machine, and we were 6 people at the time. And he said, "You guys are pretty large, aren't you?" I was like, "Maybe." Maybe. "I'll tell you later." And then he said, "You guys are pretty visible, aren't you?" And then I said, instead of saying yes, I said, "Where do you see us?" And he said, "Aren't you sponsoring the Swedish national hockey team? You're on the jerseys. I think I saw you on the hockey rink, this is Canon and stuff. I think I saw you on the hockey rink." And I was like, "Okay, where else did you see us?" He was like, "I think when I'm driving around, you're on these outdoor, the outdoor marketing." I was like, "Okay." "And then you're on the," which is not equally cool, but the Swedish version of, what is it called in Manhattan, this Times Square. I was like, "Okay, cool." And he was like, "Why don't you just tell me if it's," I'm like, "I'll tell you soon." And then I showed him these models. He was like burying his head in his hands. I thought he was angry. He was like, "You just rewrote the map in my head." I want the same. I totally understand now why I recognize the company in you and why I think you're bigger than you are. Again, going back to the trust gap. You need to cover some of the trust gap. Why do you think politicians in some uglier countries are taking control over media? You can control people's brain with media.